And here we are, live again, Sunday session. And yep, apologies, missed the Wednesday wisdom, but you can have it today in the Sunday session. So this is how it is. Discussion point for today, from lack to abundance. And it's a bit of a story time. Just don't forget your water. And speaking of water, so at shearing time, which was a while back, just happened to be halfway through shearing, ran out of house water. So the short-term solution for us is we've got a 1,000-litre firefighter on a ute, and you can cut 1,000 litres at a time. Doesn't take long, and that just gets you through. So that's what we did for a while. And so that's the lack point. So, and for that patch-up sort of solution, we run for a couple of weeks until Sunday, Monday last week, where I carted water, lots of water, truckloads and truckloads of water to catch, because I had zero water at the house again and zero water at the spray tank. So windmills were on, pumps were on, so I had truck water to catch up everything, fill up all the tanks. So that's what I mean from lack to abundance. For weeks I had not a lot, so it was, you had to cart one to do a load of washing and have a couple of showers, and you cart one to have a couple of showers, and you cart, 1,000 litres at a time. Doesn't take long to use 1,000 litres when you know how much your washing machine uses and how long you're in the shower for and stuff like that. So there was some nights where I didn't have a shower, which was upsetting because I love my Nesper shower thing. And but this went on for weeks and weeks and weeks. So this week I've been living in abundance of water. So I've been able to do heaps loads of washing this week, heaps loads of dishes, loving my showers, got a good wash in the beard, just caught right up on some things, and now in a happy place. We're getting the things out the paddock going again. So last week was a bit of a, we'll call it a maintenance week. Things just, you go to it, so it was carting a lot of water, and then the truck did a core plug. So then you have to fix the truck to cart more water. So that, there's a day here, day there. Spent over a day carting water, and as farmers, we know how much of a waste of money that is, but sometimes it's a necessity. Water being necessary, but when the precipitation equation doesn't match the household usage, you have to truck it if you don't have a bore connected to the house. So this farm is what we call the dry farm. Mum and Dad's place is got a bore connected, so as long as the bore's running, they've got water. So their farm would be technically more abundant as far as a water source, which is good for them. And that's, that's from shearing and the pace of getting shearing done, getting seeding started and getting things going, and you just never quite catch up until last week when I did a lot of catch up. Didn't look like a lot of outward production, but there was a lot of catch up. And this week we're going to be full straps into it, lots of hectares seeded, boom sprays going flat out, tractors going flat out, trucks all working, we're all patched up, ready to go, do a good couple of weeks, get it all done on time. And by the way, springs to mind, it is Sunday, and happy Mother's Day to all the mums out there. You've raised some wonderful children, or raising some wonderful children, so congratulations to all the mothers. And don't forget to ring your mum and say happy Mother's Day and stuff like that. As for what's happened in this household, young fella's got something at school that we want to give to. He's got something for his mother when we see her next, and then my mum, we're trying to catch up today, but we haven't caught. They've got to go somewhere, and we haven't caught up. But there's a little gift that Jack got at school for Grandma, and we'll go give Grandma a kiss, a cuddle, and tell her we love her and stuff like that. And that's what we're doing for Mother's Day amongst farming. So and shifting from that, we can go into mindset. So from lack to abundant mindset. When this is something I'm trying to teach my son, is it's the perception of a situation, or is it the greater perspective? And this is how we can adjust our minds. Not just that, in the little things that I do on the daily to understand my perception of a situation, whether it be affirmations or just looking at a problem a different way, taking a step back, taking a breath, maybe just walking away from the problem to have a big think of the solution. What is the best solution? You can go, this might be broken and it has to be fixed, but then if you just go over here and fix this for 5 seconds, or go fill up that feeder or do something, the idea might come to you as to the best way for you to fix that problem without having to stand there, think about it, throw spanners, stuff like that, because that sort of negativity seems to build up. So, and what you can do is you can also build your positivity in your life. So increasing your gratitude. So if you haven't done it, and I've talked about it before, is the book, it's in the lounge room, it's not here, The Magic by Rhonda Byrne, is a 28-day gratitude practice. And if you do a lap of that, follow it through for the first 28 days, and really, the first time you do it, knuckle into it and really focus on trying to do everything in that book on the day, and really putting your mind into it, and do the practices. A lot of those practices I've naturally adapted now into daily lifestyle, and that is the abundant mindset, or the happiness. So with a certain happiness and an opening of a mind, you then find opportunities. So like, you know, with gratitude and opportunities to help people, whether it just be through a conversation, you know, do something for the footy club, do something for the school, all these sort of things. If you're in the right headspace, you can have a great impact on kids, for example. So if you're in a happy, bright, bubbly headspace, and this sort of occurred on Grandparents' Day, and I wasn't there, but Mum and Dad went there as grandparents, and lots of people have said to me that Granddad possibly missed his calling as an actor, as far as how he participated in that play and how the kids reacted. He had a good time, the kids had a good time, and that was a great thing. But you know, that was it's one of his skills. And I said to those people, I said, it's great because he is just, and in essence we all are when we find that inner child. But Granddad is just a big kid. He loves doing the fun things, and he does do the hard things. And as my father and a farmer, he's done a lot of hard things to earn me the privilege of what I have now. So there's gratitude in that statement. But you know, it's his perspective of going to do those things, and he's happy and bubbly and enjoys it. And then if he's enjoying it and being bright and bubbly, then the kids are picking out that, I suppose you could call it, infectious happiness. It's a good perspective, and you know, if those kids can carry that, if you can influence someone with that on a day-to-day or a weekly basis, and change the energy, is one way, then you'll find that lots more people will present to you different ideas and concepts and things like that. So that's the lack to abundance mindset trick on opportunities. And I'll revisit something I did when I was in my early 20s. So living on my own in a unit and play footy, the farm wasn't as big, so I had to work off farm from time to time. But I'm in the unit, I'm going, oh, no one really wants to give me a job. That's a lack mindset. It's a negative mindset, right? So then I was having to think one night, and I just went, holy shit, I'm such a negative person. What if I just changed my attitude a little bit and things might happen? So, you know, I was still playing footy, had the odd job, stuff like that. But as soon as I changed my attitude to a more positive attitude, gratitude, better attitude, just be a nicer person, things started to happen, right? So I would get phone calls. Hey, can you come do this job? Can you come do that job? Yes, I can do that job. I'm filling in the gaps. So then suddenly I became fully employed just from an attitude change. Didn't do anything fantastic physically. Still just playing footy, helping mum and dad on the farm, and then in the gaps finding other jobs. But that change in attitude created opportunities for me that people said, you know, I got some fencing to do, or we're doing some gardening, or we're doing some sheep work. Do you want to come give us a hand for a week, a couple of days, 1 or 2 days? Job's a job. You got to do it. And like that, when I worked in Perth, the job effectively was digging holes. There's nothing wrong with that job. Someone's got to dig the hole, and you buy me a shovel and I can dig the hole just like anyone else. So you've got to be prepared to do the hard things and be positive about it, and then more opportunities come along. So in that headspace, possibly we go forward a couple of years or rewind back a few years from now, is to when I was living in a place where I was again in a lack mindset, and then scrolling through Facebook, thinking I need to do more. I'm sitting at home with 2 small kids asleep in bed, and I want to do more. At that time, I wasn't living where I'm living now, but kids get off the school bus, you take them home, you do the afternoon thing, and then you give them dinner and showers, and they go to bed. And as a parent, sometimes we can get lost in that. When you've got small kids. Scotty sent a video in the chat, as I can see. I'll have to read that later. So as a parent, and I understand feeling lost, you lose your identity to a bit because you just become mum or dad. And those little kids are fully dependent on what you're doing. So, and here's Murray. So while Murray's getting on, I'll keep talking about the parent and the lack mindset. So as a parent losing my identity, scrolling through Facebook, I then found people giving me opportunities. So that was one of the reasons. Murray's here. One of the reasons why a couple of years ago that I started this online business was getting in that mindset from the lack mindset as a parent, going, I want to do more, but I can't, and feeling shitty about myself, finding this positive community to go, you can do more. Here's a business opportunity you can do from anywhere in the world. And here's this great compensation plan and this high vibe community, and adjusted my mindset to more now the person I am now, and introduced me to people like Murray, who we've never physically met. But we've never physically met, but we're best mates across WA, from hundreds of kilometres away from a Facebook group, because we do the same business. And it's that that energy that we get to create and transfer. So that's all my stories about lack from lack to abundance in mindset, and particularly water. So how are you, Muzz?
Yeah, good, mate. How you travelling? Excuse me doing my washing. I won't stay too long. I'm sorry I've been absent, but I'm gonna you just have to put up with me doing my domestics while I say hello and make myself present. But pretty good. Yeah, just abundance. It's an interesting topic, and I'm sorry I haven't seen what you wanted to discuss, but I think it's a great topic, and I mean, like I keep saying, I'm not as involved with the business as I used to be, but it is a great way, like any of these things, like friends of mine who do Thermomix or Tupperware or anything like that. I mean, obviously they're a different plan to what a Magic does, but obviously Magic has the edge on everyone else for the compensation plan. But trying to buy yourself that time, freedom and abundance through the online space is huge for a lot of people. And unfortunately at the moment, newsflash, I had to postpone uni for a couple of terms because I've just been a bit overwhelmed with jobs here, and I just was going to overdo it for myself and burn myself out.
Mate, I
I
can
didn't want that.
empathise with that. I was there not that many years ago in Perth, trying to do uni at night, like working during the day, uni at night time, single parent living in a house with a nanny au pair, and you do
Yes.
just get burnt out. And I had to make the same call with my master's, the business degree as well. When I moved back to the farm, I said, enough's enough. You've got to manage your time so that you don't burn yourself out. So that's okay.
And that's one of the hardest parts, I think, with anything we do, isn't it? Like trying to, I don't want to call it sacrifice because, you know, I'm a firm believer in putting family first.
I think you've glitched, Muzz. Walked too far away from the other house.
I don't want to say I put my life on hold, but I had to make a
back.
hard call to do what's right for me and for the family. And it's not like I've given up. I've just, you know, and luckily working through Southern Cross University, if anybody wants to go to uni, couldn't recommend them anymore, especially for us, for mature age people. I still feel weird calling myself mature. But, oh, shit. Their understanding of personal life situations is huge. And they're just like, yeah, cool, you got to do you, mate. Like, look after yourself first, and we'll see you when you come back.
Yep.
I think that's huge.
Swinburne did me the same offer as well, mate, with my master's degree. So when I said I have to stop, because not only the financial obligation for that sort of thing, the time, and at that moment coming back to lack of internet and knowing the time investment I had to do, I was probably doing minimum 3 hours a night.
Yeah.
In those courses, because that was a master's of business degree. I wasn't mucking around.
No,
I was trying to hit the top, and to be when you run a business, like we are running online businesses, there's a different requirement to when you run a bricks and mortar business compared to when you run a multi-locational bricks and mortar business. So then you become the CEO. So if you want to be the CEO of McDonald's or Nutrien or Elders or whatever, it's different skills, mindset, and time requirements. And probably the freest one, and I think you've hit the nail on the head, the freest one we've got is the online space. Because what sort of space, if I put on the Nutrien hat and I'm the boss of Nutrien, I have to embody that company. And yes, I'm expected to behave a certain way. So there's not a lot of freedom with that. Compared to with the Magic, I'm still farming. I still go to motorsport. I still go to footy with my son. There's family time, and we get to share all that. You get to do your way, and we're doing exactly the same business model our own way, which is you couldn't do with many other businesses. Just going to grab a sip of water.
Oh, sorry. Lost you there, Stuart. What was that? Sorry.
You're back. Well, you're half back. You're back now.
I likes of Nutrien or Elders for not necessarily, but for the most part, you have to show up physically somewhere, whether field day, driving property to property. I mean, you don't see it much around Meekatharra anymore, where when we used to have, when Elders was based in Meekatharra, they used to drive around once a month and just call in, just check with all the folks out and about, et cetera, et cetera. So in that regard, you had to be on a spot, which is fine, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that it makes it hard if you have other things in life you want to do, like, especially for a lot of, like for yourself, for for people who want to spend time with their kids or are time poor because of business, family, work, or whatever, and that's, again, the online space does help with that. If so people who have gotten into it and gotten real serious about it, like yourself and Scotty, you guys, it's work, but it's a different kind of work where you can just slip it into your day and make it happen.
Yeah, and it's probably the showing up part is easier in some sense. So, with farming, the robot's not driving the tractor yet. The workman's out there now. But in the essence, so this video, for example, when we create reels from it, that's the robot doing the work, the algorithm, and then I get to show up in that many different spaces and stories and reels from today's work. I can show up for a whole week, unlike putting the hat on, like with Nutri and Elders. You have to turn up Monday to Friday and even Saturday mornings and sports days wearing your company hat, because that's how it is. So then you don't often turn up as yourself because you're always that person.
Absolutely, and you got to be. I give people who work in customer service type jobs, like our stock agent, for example. I give him top marks, and poor bugger, he probably gets sick of me saying it all the time. But I say, look, I don't know how you do it, because you got to look after yourself, respect yourself, while dealing with people, and trying to stick by your guns and your morals and that. And look, I'll give him top marks. I mean,
1 second, Muzz. I'll be back in a minute. I just heard Mum and Dad knock on the door.
Yeah, go. For me, it's interesting listening to Craig Walker. If he's watching, I find him fascinating because the things he's done to look after himself while looking after his clients is incredible. And I think he's had very few instances where he's had to, sort of make a call on a business opportunity where it wasn't going to work for him or for the client. So look, thanks for the opportunity, but not for me. That's a hard call, I believe. Whereas again, like I said, what Scotty and Stuart are doing,
I'm coming,
are still.
I'm coming, Muzz.
That's an awful thing to be saying online, isn't it, Stuart?
I'm back.
What Stuart and Scotty are doing, they can be themselves, promoting their personal brand, their avatar, et cetera, while not having to make those hard decisions as much, I think. And because most of the time, the people that they're getting in touch with are on the same level with them. So while creating that time abundance for themselves, and hopefully eventually they are going to make that money abundance as well, won't have to have the same decisions that my stock agent has had to do for their own personal well-being. They look after themselves while working toward living their dream, and I think that is a huge bonus in that. And like the three of us, working the stock, farming, agriculture game. I know Scotty's more in mining, not more necessarily, but does quite have involved in mining.
Scotty's horses.
Scotty's got his horses. Well, I suppose I'm trying to get with while we're on our land, we do have to deal with people to a certain degree, but not as much as these other people who are client based, like you were saying originally, Stuart. With your Nutrient and Elders people, insane, absolutely insane. I've just been waffling away quite happily. Mum and Dad, okay?
Mine too. So, an example of your stocky, right? So everyone gets an area. So it's a limited customer base.
Yeah.
So therein lies the other problem. You've become time poor. You're a customer service person, and you've got a limited amount of customers because you've got your area. So how restricted
got your
are
area.
you? And then you compare that to online business. So, for example, in this group, we've got a couple of hundred people, and then I post a reel on my Instagram or other Facebook pages, goes out to a couple of thousand people, and then friends of friends and algorithm stuff goes to other people, and it might. So some of these videos or reels might see 10 or 15,000 people from all over Australia or the world, and that's just me. And so when you get to, so Facebook has the limit of 5,000 friends and an unlimited amount of followers, right? So when you get to your 5,000 friend limit, so you might see people do the friends cull on Facebook occasionally, who's active, who's non-active, who might be in their business already, who they want in their business. So if you see friends doing that, understand they're probably reaching a certain limit, or they're trying to sort out the algorithm on what they're trying to do in their business. So they have to jiggle a few things around. And don't feel sad if someone unfriends you, right? Because that's one thing. Hasn't happened to me too much in things, but there's friends come and go on Facebook, and friends come and go in life, and that's an energy thing and a direction thing. So business takes us in a direction. You might move to a different town for a different business, then you make new friends there. The old friends back in the other town might not follow you as much, and the agents do that as they move around towns sometimes. Go, Muzz, you going to say something?
Well, it's just a segue a little bit here. You just reminded me of a thing that should be reminded is, friends coming and going life, yada yada. But Kerwin Ray said, I saw one of his videos the other day. I find him a fascinating individual, and you've said similar before that. I think you said it's about 5 or 10 people, and Kerwin said the same thing. The person you want to be or work towards being is emulated through the closest 5, 10 people in your group, kind of thing, or something like that. And that's kind of, and that's friends and family, so unfortunately, there might be family members that you might have to sort of put to the back burner. And I hate saying that because it sounds so disrespectful, but if you want to be the best version of yourself, you kind of, I think, it's not saying you don't talk to those people or acknowledge them or whatever, but you are careful of the time that you spend with those people.
Yeah.
And but getting back to what you're saying,
you're exactly right. So you're the sum total of the 5 closest people you hang around with, and that the other one that so as far as learning goes and things like that, the other quote that's hit me recently is, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Yeah.
Right? So if you want to learn anything, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're probably in the wrong room. You become the teacher. Right? So if you want to learn how to be more abundant, or like listening to Kerwin, he's great for mindset. He's helped me and Jack heaps with all his aspects on how to deal with life challenges and mindset things and relationship things. He's got a lot of great opinions on it. So in my circle of 5 people who I would follow online, he would be one. And then you've got BWK, who's our favorite guy, and Balaj. If you don't follow Balaj W Cardos, stalk him out on Instagram and Facebook, mate. He's like not godlike, but he's top G, right? He's made it, right? He's and the funny thing about him is like his storyline, listening to his podcast and stuff like that, how he used to do it the hard way, door knock, ask people, all that sort of stuff, and then it was him and his team that helped create the online space that we now use, which then versions have been updated and updated and updated and updated and updated. So the introduction of AI, and we got business specialists within the platforms to help us with all our trainings and sales and stuff like that. So all that was sort of a brainchild of that man with this business model. So big ups to him. But his story, he's done it hard. And 10 years down the track, he's one of the great success stories. And there's many people that have followed with him that got in early. So in 10 years' time, you might see Stewie C. Graham making reels from Bali in Canada and Thailand and Dubai and stuff like that, because that's how you'll know. And you'll wonder, it's like, how did I watch this guy for 10 years and he slipped past the keeper with all these little secrets, and he's there and I'm still here driving my shitty old tractor on the farm. So what did he do? Been telling you for 10 years, mate.
Stuart, I'm going to pull you up there.
Go
back a couple of places and rephrase that statement. You said about might see you in Canada. We will.
Well, there you go. You will see me in Canada, because I'll go have a glass of water with Balaj, right?
Absolutely. Well done.
Yeah. There you go. So there, you just mindset hacked me, mate. Yeah, correcting that statement. Very well done, Muzz.
Doesn't happen often.
Nah, but that's the abundance, you see. We've gone from a lack statement to an abundance statement. And it's a simple, that's probably a key point on the life hacks of today. And even the key point of this video is the simple things that we say and do. If we tweak them a little bit, we go from that negative or lack mindset to an abundant mindset. And with abundance, not only do you have more of what you have, you find more opportunities. Like these videos where we give you opportunities for one of the greatest business models ever made. It realistically doesn't get much better.
No, absolutely. No, and it's all these little things that, I think everyone, look, we've got to be careful looking at the big picture. You have a big picture goal, but it's the little steps getting there that really, absolutely, Stuart. That your vision board there is your big picture goal vision. But leading up to that, you have lots of little steps to get there. And I don't know if you or anyone else here, comment below if you have seen it. There's that meme, that picture of the two people walking up two ladders, and one's all these little steps, and there's another one big steps. The other bloke might get there quicker, but reaching each of those steps is harder. But all those little steps, no, that's right. All the little steps get you there quicker, and that's the main thing. So it's your mindset, it's your attitude, it's your not your rituals, your, help me out here, Stuart. Daily habits. Thank you. Making sure, like Stuart's got that, he fills it up at least twice a day, once in the morning, once in the afternoon. That's a daily thing he does. Daily exercise he's doing. He has made a ritual habit of that, making his bed every day. All those things lead towards it's a mindset, it's a personality thing, it's improving yourself. There was a thing I was watching the other day talking about how important it is. On Netflix, anyone interested, check it out. It is, if I remember, I'll drop it on the video comment later. It's a diet experiment using twins. Mm-hmm. And what they're talking about that, one of the things I'm talking about in particular in that is we all have a genetic makeup that genetically makes us who we are and what we are. But as we said on here, that doesn't necessarily make it necessary all the time. Like, it's not always a be all end all. You can actually change yourself to a semi-genetic molecular level.
Mm.
So you think about that, all these little steps that you do to improve yourself, hopefully for yourself, but for whatever reason it is, you can actually do it to a whole thing, which is then carried on.
Yeah.
Think about that.
I actually saw a similar reel this morning talking about.
Did you?
A guy was saying something as simple as you can hack your DNA with something as simple as affirmations. It, like at a cellular level, the energy changes. If you are a more positive person, you can actually change your brain structure, habits. So, like you say, little steps, and you got to learn it sometimes the hard way, like learning. I've said it before in the video, The Magic by Rhonda Byrne, doing that 28-day gratitude practice effectively changed my life, because I might have resisted to start with, and there was a couple of false starts. And then one time I committed with another group, we did as a group, the 28 days of gratitude, and each one of us had a turn at posting within that group. And then we all commented on that video within that group, our daily practice. So that was like a team. And then getting through it that once, that to the entirety, you then reach a certain goal point to then integrate that into a lifestyle. Having reminders on my phone, little affirmations, takes 1 or 2 minutes. Understanding, I do my affirmations at a certain time of day because that's a numerological alignment. That was, back to the name change, and with Bobby BF when I did my session the other week. Got some gold from Bobby the other day about, business hack, right? So it's like 20 questions that you want to ask anyone who's looking at it. If they haven't answered these questions, are they really interesting? How to qualify people. And I'll have to get the list out. And I thought that's the perfect thing to put in my sales funnel for business hacks. Here we go, people. So I've got a sales funnel set up to get people in. So if you go on my personal page and you go to the website link, you can go to the page, click the link, get a webinar. But if I put a question and answer section in before you get that webinar, then maybe you pre-qualify yourself as a business potential rather than just sending out 100 webinars to people. 99 people might, you might get 30 people won't look, 30 people might look, 30 people did look, might finish it, and 3 people actually finished it to give you an answer. The other 3 people might say yes. Right? So, and you've sent it out 100 times. So this form that Bobby was talking about the other day, I took a screenshot of it. So I'm going to get the questions down and input something into my sales funnel to go, all right, now we're going to get people to like the video, and then they click the link to my page, and then they answer these questions to then get to the webinar as like a pre-qualification. So then that improves the system of, and that's another business hack. It's like turning up in the ute as a stock agent, wearing the pink or the green shirt and going, how's your sheep going? Yeah, good, thanks, mate. There's a pre-qualification there. But, we're green team here. So if the pink guy turned up, he won't get much of a conversation because we're not a client of his. And for him to try and get me as a client, he's got a lot of work to do. So, that's client areas and client acquisition. That's where online business gets you more space, because you can take that 100 webinars. I might have had to have 1,000 conversations, but I might have had to show 10,000 people a video, had to see me on a video to have 100 conversations. There's not 10,000 people in Hyden. So, there wouldn't be 10,000. Well, there might be 10,000 people in the area that the stock agent works with, but they're not all going to buy. They don't all have the same type of sheep. Not everyone out here farms sheep. There's cattle farmers. not everyone has just merinos, or some people have just merinos. Some people have mixed enterprises. Not everyone has a sheep stud. I just happen to try and have too many things going at once. But that's how I like it. You got to be busy. If you're not busy, you're not making money. and that's probably, you know, another point. Great thing about online business, you can look busy, but you can be doing other things, because these videos, people can come back and watch that, and you can have the same conversation 1,000 times. So look out for more improvements in the stewpgraham.com website. As far as that, before you get to see the webinar, you will have to answer some of these hard-hitting questions, some life-altering statements you will make. I can't hear you, Muzz. Have you muted, mate? What have you done? I think you're muted. You have. Now you're upside down. Well, isn't this hilarious? It says you've got a little mute button on the bottom, mate.
How's that?
Now. You're unmuted.
Is that working?
That's working now.
Because it came up before saying the host muted me. I thought, oh, that's it. Stuart's had enough of me, buddy, talking here. I'll just get back in the box.
Didn't even touch the phone. That's pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. This is, talk about not being the smartest one in the room. I'm always up for learning new things. Well, Stuart, if you excuse me, I'm going to keep trucking. I'll leave you with it because I've got to do a couple more things before lunch. And so thanks for having me on board.
No worries, mate. Great chat. It's good because as we're all busy farms, we've got stuff to do. I've only got to get the sheep in to take the killers to the butcher this afternoon, fill the truck up, take the diesel out to the tractor, and keep the tractor going. So we've all got jobs to do.
Oh, have you had rain recently?
Define rain.
Yeah. Any form of moisture that makes things wet.
Yeah. What was a couple of not last week before I had a little bit.
Yeah. No, I just didn't know if because there's been funny little storms here and there, and but anyway, later, eh?
Last Wednesday jagged a thunderstorm. Yeah, no worries. That's why you don't have wool on a truck without a tarp on it. That's how you make it rain. You put wool on a truck with no tarp on it. You hang your washing on the line. So they've got washing on the line to try and make it rain. Get the car out in the open. With the windows down. Yeah.
And your most expensive cordless power tools in the back of the tray.
Yeah, Knife. Yeah, the grinder's on the back of the cruiser. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, catch you, gang.
Peace out. Have a good one, people. Thanks to the farmers that grow all the food. Thanks to the truckies that move all the stuff around Australia. And thanks to the veterans that have fought for us and continue to uphold our freedom. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Peace out. Have a good one.